everyone. Myself BC Porshika and I am from BMS institution. Today I am going to tell you that how to find the specific heat of a solid. So this is the fascinating and the crucial topic that we are going to tell about now. So now here we need some apparatus for doing this experiment. And before knowing all those, we ought to know that what is meant by the specific heat. The specific heat is the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of a unit mass by 1 degree centigrade. Now let us dive into the experiment. Here we need some apparatus to do this experiment, and let us see that what are the apparatus are. Okay, apparatus are calorimeter. So this is the complete setup of the calorimeter. Here it looks like a glass. This is copper glass and along with the stirrer. This is the stirrer and this is the copper glass. This is the wooden box in which they kept it back. This is the calorimeter and this is made with copper, and this is the stirrer of this calorimeter, and this is the wooden box in which we have kept bad conductor because the temperature should not go out from it. That is why we have placed bad conductor in that. And there should be a lid for this wooden box because from there also the temperature should not go up. And here there should be a hole to the lid of the wooden box because we have to place a thermometer inside the calorimeter. That is why there is a hole for the wooden box. And now see, this is the complete setup of calorimeter. And now stirrer, the second apparatus is stirrer, and next one lead shots, and the next is beaker and water, thermometer and Bunsen burner. These are the apparatus we need for doing this experiment. And now let us go to the experiment. See, first we have to weigh that what is the mass of the calorimeter. So we are taking now the mass of the calorimeter along with the stirrer as M1. See here, mass of the calorimeter equals to M1. And now what we are going to do is we have to pour 1/3 of the calorimeter. See, if you take calorimeter, if you divide it into 3 parts, the first part means this much of water should be poured into the calorimeter. See, first part, second part and third part. See, in the first part we have to pour water. Okay. Now we have to weigh it. See, now when we pour water into it, the mass of that calorimeter increases, right? So we are taking the mass of that as M2. Mass of calorimeter plus water as M2. And now we have to see the temperature of the water. See, here we didn't heat them. So the temperature of the water will be initial, right? Initial temperature means it will be at the room temperature. So initial temperature of the calorimeter and the initial temperature of water both are same, right? Initial temperature of calorimeter equals to T1 and the initial temperature of water is also T1. Now what we have to do is we have to take a beaker and pour water in it and heat the water. Okay, while heating, take thermometer and check the temperature of the water and see that how much temperature it has attained to. When it reaches to 100 degrees Celsius, now place a few lead shots in that water. Okay. After some time, quickly place them into the calorimeter. Place that lead shots into the calorimeter and close the lid of the wooden box. Now in that calorimeter, there is water and calorimeter and lead shots. So the mass of those three will be considered as M3. Okay. Means these lead shots will lose the hotness and the calorimeter plus water gains the hotness. Right. So the temperature there changes. So the temperature of lead shots and the temperature of the calorimeter plus water has been changed. Now what will be the temperatures of them? So we are taking the resultant temperatures of that as T3. Okay. So resultant temperature we are taking it as T3. Okay, T3. Here, what is the resultant temperature? So, here we are taking the resultant temperature as T3. So, T3 is the resultant temperature after when the mixture has mixed into the calorimeter.
Go
So
ahead.
the resultant temperature is T3. And now what? The temperature of water is also changed, right? So what will be the temperature of it? We will take the temperature, final temperature of water is T3 minus T1. So T3 minus T1 is the final temperature of water. Why did we take T3 minus T1 only? Means the temperature of water has been increased. So here T3 is the higher temperature when compared to the T1. So that is why we have taken T3 minus T1 and the final temperature of calorimeter. So the temperature of calorimeter is also as same as water. So that is why we have taken the temperature of calorimeter also T3 minus T1, right? Now the specific heat of, now final temperature of lead shorts. So the temperature of lead shorts is also changed because the initial temperature of them is T2, that is 100 degree Celsius, but now it has loosened its temperature. So what is the temperature will become? The temperature will be less, right? So that is why we have taken T2 minus T3. Here T2 is the higher temperature when compared to the T3. See, T2 is the greater temperature when compared to T3. So that is why we have taken T2 minus T3 is the final temperature of the lead shorts. Now, what are the specific heats of lead shorts, water and calorimeter? So we will take the temperatures of lead shorts, calorimeter and water as the specific heat of lead shorts as SL and the specific heat of water as SW and the specific heat of calorimeter as SC. So these are the specific heats and the values that we are going to substitute in this formula now. So we know that net heat lost equals to net heat gain. Net heat lost by the lead shorts is equals to the net heat gained by the calorimeter plus water. Here we are going to use a formula that is Q equals to Ms delta T. See, here we use this formula for finding that how much energy a body has lost and for finding that how much energy a body has gained, we use this formula, right? So now by using this formula, we are going to write the values of these lead shorts, water and calorimeter. Okay. See, the mass of lead shorts. See here, M means mass, S means specific heat, T means change in temperature. See, mass of lead shorts. Here we have already written, right? M3 minus M2. M3 minus M2 is the mass of lead shorts and SL. See, the specific heat of lead shorts. SL. SL is the specific heat of lead shorts. And T2 minus T3. T2 minus T3 is the specific, means that is temperature, change in temperature of the lead shorts. Now equals to, now first calorimeter. So what is the mass of calorimeter? So the mass of calorimeter is M1 and what is the specific heat of calorimeter? That is ACC. ACC is the specific heat of that and change in temperature. So T3 minus T1 is the change in temperature of the calorimeter. Plus, and the water has also gained the heat. So that is why the mass of water is also M2 minus M1. The mass of water is M2 minus M1 and the specific heat of water is SW and the change in temperature is as same as calorimeter, that is T3 minus T1. So now what happens? If you observe these values carefully, here T3 minus T1 is the common value in both. So that is why we are taking it as common number. Okay, this is, we are taking this as common value. And the numbers, the values which are on the left hand side are in the form of multiplication. When we send them to the right hand side, they become the division form, right? So now here we want only the specific heat of lead shorts. So the specific heat of lead shorts equals to M1. We will write all the values which are here except T3 minus T1 because T3 minus T1 is the common here. So M1 into SC plus M2 minus M1 whole bracket into T3 minus T1 divided by, whole divided by, see we have already told that we are going to send these values to the right hand side, right? So M3 minus M2 into T2 minus T3. Okay, this is the formula that we use for finding the specific heat of a solid. Here the solid that we have taken is the lead shot. So here for the specific heat of lead shots we use this formula, right? So this is the process that how we find the specific heat of any solid, and here by knowing the specific heat of water and by knowing the specific heat of calorimeter we can find the specific heat of means by knowing the specific heat of water and also the specific heat of nature we can find the specific heat of this. So this is how we find the specific heat of lectures. I hope you all have understood my class, and I thank very much sir for giving me this opportunity, and I thank you all. Thank you.
Good, superb.